All right, good morning, guys. Finally back with NBA. This is like I made a joke to Funk. This is like the first real day where it's like majority of the teams are playing. Cashed pretty well last night. I'm gonna pull up the lineup. Funk made a good call early on with Reggie Jackson, and then it kind of bit us in the ass at the end, but he did enough. Curry got 35, Devin Booker 48. Clay is still washed, but got 27. Josh Okogie, there was this whole thing about Grayson Allen starting. Does that mean Okogie's on the bench? No. Kaminga did well. Gordon, Jokic, Saric. Good first day. Anything else to recap from yesterday?
Not really. I think the main value stand was just playing Saric and punting power forward because it was so bad on FanDuel. It was Gordon and Saric for me, and that was it. And then playing either Reggie Jackson or Eric Gordon at shooting guard slash point guard gave you the value to get Booker and Jokic. So that's why we were able to cash by, uh, 10 or so points. Today's slate, massive, won't be as much like stand up value. Like you have to dig 8 or 9 guys deep into the bench. Just focus on guys who are going to get the run, and we'll make some stands maybe on the rookies today.
Yeah, the rookies, I'm a little iffy on, but I mean, we'll just go over it. So I'm just gonna share the boom bust tool right now from Stochastic. This is one of our main things that we look at. I don't know if it's what Funk looks at majority, but this is what I look at. So I have this ranked by boom percentage. So like yesterday, for an example, Jokic was like 34%. So I mean, usually when you see someone have that much of a boom percentage, you try to fit them in, or if you find something else you like better, that's fine. But right now, Donovan Mitchell, Tyus Jones, Doncic, Bane, Mobley, Jackson, Ball, Van Vliet, Vooch. I mean, this is just what it's ranked by right now. You can obviously see the projections. This is FanDuel. Yeah. You can see the salaries here, projection, fantasy points, ceiling, floor, all that stuff. So, so got everyone here. We're just gonna go position by position, kind of share what we like. So with that being said, let's start this off. So point guard right now, it's just ranked based on salary. So what's standing out to you right now?
Yeah, as far as payups go, I mean, it's hard to argue against Luca here. If you can find the value for him, 11.6 is a fair price for him. Will they run him into the ground today? Probably not. First game of the year, playing the Spurs, favored. No need to run him like 40 minutes, but 36, 30 minutes of Luca is fine. Shea's in a decent spot. Kyrie, I can't pay 10K for, I don't think. I mean, that would be like an absolute GPP flyer, not my single entry type play there. LaMelo, fine play, 9,700. Same with Trey. I'd probably rather play LaMelo. Just gives you the more like peripheral upside with Trey more like 35 real dependent for like, 7 threes like he used to do instead of like his 12 assists that he's normally doing now. Tyrese, it still feels steep to me. I don't know if it's just because I'm used to playing him at like 7K 2 years ago, but I know the usage is different. The whole team is different. He commands the ball, he commands the floor. So he's in a fine spot. Total's also pretty high in that game, so I like that. That's also why I like LaMelo and Young. His total's 236. Fox, I don't think this is a spot here for him. Brunson, same thing. Although I do like his price tag. It's just I don't really like targeting Boston and Drew Holiday, the guard position. Deontay, nothing. Uh, Fred VanVleet, new position. I'm being in Houston. Decent price tag. I don't really know how that offense is going to flow with between him and Green. Uh, I think it's worth a shot tonight. Don't really see anything else there. Like Pool's a good play. Cunningham is a bit underpriced in my opinion, but he's also in a tough matchup and not a great total for that game. But I do like Cade for his price. Drew's a pretty decent price. I don't know what to make of Marcus Smart in his new position there. 7K seems a little high, anyways. Scoot could be worth a flyer. I agree. Ben Simmons also. I know it's disgusting and he sucks and he sucked for years, but he does have the upside and 6,200. Like if he gives you one of those monster stock games, or he can put up a triple double. He really could. So 6,200, it's worth a tournament play. Tyus Jones is getting some ownership. I get it. He's a fine play. I have to see where the ownership ends up to see if we land on him, but yeah, he's a pretty good play.
I
Uh,
also find it very interesting that Jeremy Sohan, point guard and power forward.
yeah, he's gonna be running point for them. I saw that.
I saw that too.
It's nuts. I don't really get it, but I'm not a coach, so
Yeah, you're not Popovich. Neither am I, but
anything else you like? I didn't really get this far down the list when I was looking.
the only thing that really kind of caught my eye as we were going through the list, Halliburton at 9.4. I kind of understand it's steep, but I mean, he was like near triple doubles almost every night. He had like some of those games where he didn't shoot a lot, but he would pass and rebound and play defense. So I mean, you have the upside there, and playing against Washington, these are just two really bad teams, and the total is good. So I mean, you can obviously play Pool, and Jones is pretty up there on the boom bust tool. Nothing else besides what you said. Drew's price tag is interesting. It's just kind of weird because now he's on the Celtics, and the Celtics have a lot of good pieces. He might just be, Drew has some good offense, but he might just be more of like a defense and pass and whatever. But I don't know. The thing with Ben Simmons, you ever see that thing on Twitter where it's like we are here and it's like a cycle thing, and it's like Ben Simmons says he feels great, and then like 5 games in, he's out with like a back injury.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep getting that. But I mean, kind of like you said, if he just has like if you're starting Ben Simmons for God knows what reason, he just gets you a bunch of stocks, you're good. That's pretty much it. Kind of going through the list to see
Oh, Dennis Schroeder.
Schroeder.
I don't know what to
I
make of
don't
that whole
know.
situation because Nick Nurse isn't there anymore. So I know, like, I can't project Schroeder for like 45 minutes or 42 minutes like Nick Nurse would usually do. But uh, you know, interesting spot there, I guess. Also, what did they do to Derek White? Did he shave his head?
He was getting clowned because he was at a barber shop and his hairline's like all the way back here. So he pulled up to a press conference with a bald head.
Uh,
All right, let's move on to shooting guards. We're gonna see some of the same guys, but all right, let's run through this.
First guy that stands out to me is PG. What do you think about his price tag? 8,400 seems pretty low to me. I think he's like over 9K on DraftKings.
I have a Paul George jersey, so I love Paul George.
Donovan
Regardless, yeah, good spot.
think and Donovan Mitchell is going to gain ownership in that same price range. So I think PG is a pretty good tournament play, but also can't argue against Mitchell as well. Like pretty good spot here. Uh, who knows what the offense is going to flow like with no Allen? Probably a little cleaner, but the defense is going to be way worse. So
Where's Jared Allen playing? Or is he injured?
I think he's just injured, but with the
Okay.
this year, I'm still trying to keep up. So let's see, keep going. Bane, I just wish it
Chalk.
wasn't damn 8K. Like if he
That
was like
that was
100, I would lock him. But
that was my first take. I'm like, he's really 81. But I think the thing is FanDuel obviously knew about John Moran being suspended, so they're like, oh, a lot of people are going to play Bane, you know.
Yeah, same with Jaren Jackson. We'll talk about same thing. Uh, just a great spot for both of them. I can't argue against Memphis at all. Especially, I think that total is decent, but I can't remember what it was. Uh, Giddy, probably not 8K with everyone healthy and Chet coming to the fold. Like, who knows what the usage is like. Jalen Brown is pretty cheap in my opinion at 7,900. I feel like he was priced like mid eights all last year. I mean, Drew coming in, maybe more offense is not directed through Brown, but if Brown decides to be Tatum some days, like you're not really surprised. So 7,900, I think it's fair. Levine, he's going to be major chalk I saw on DraftKings because of his price tag, but 7,900 is fair on FanDuel. I think he's a good play.
Love to hear that.
Simmons had a good point prop. I saw like 23 or 24, which is I thought that was pretty crazy, but I think I'm off. Portland for the most part until I can see what the rotation's like, what they're gonna do. Uh, Vassal is just a little too pricey for me. Same with
He did get he did get paid though. I did see that. I don't know if that really
you
I
got
don't know
paid.
if that really does anything, but I mean, then again, I said the same thing about Daniel Jones when I drafted him in fantasy football. Yeah, that was great.
Mm-hmm. I think Hero's a decent play. Um, Miami's a little thin right now, and I don't really think they'll like push Butler and Lowry, just like their main peripheral guys. But I could see them pushing Hero a little bit here if they're just like commanding lead and like 8 minutes left. They let Hero go and bench Jimmy and Kyle. So I think he's a fair price at 67. Don't really like anyone else there. Keep going. Yeah, he's 4,500 on DraftKings, so it's always gonna be major chalk there. Here, 5,500, he's a fair play. Depends what the ownership comes in at. If he's like over 25%, I'm probably not playing. But if he's comes down throughout the day with like some other value or something pops up, I might be on some THT. Uh, Schroeder, we already talked about. Levert, I think Levert's a pretty good play. Brogdon, who knows? I thought they were going to ship him before the year. And I mean, that's it for like the main pieces of the shooting guard, I think.
Yeah, I was trying to think of some other pieces, but I really couldn't. There was something else. Bruce Brown and Josh Hart are interesting. The thing with Hart is he doesn't shoot a lot. He doesn't, you know, he's more of a defensive guy and he's more like a team player, but stocks he can get more so steals. Bruce Brown is kind of interesting just playing for Indiana and that price tag. That's kind of a flyer. But he's got small forward and shooting guard eligibility. So I mean, if you kind of need someone to have a little bit of salary saving, you could go Bruce Brown just because it's Washington they're playing. It also
Oh,
kind of depends who starts. Huh?
Matherin.
Where is he? I saw him on. Oh, here he is. 54. Yeah, you could go him. He's probably going to be playing off the bench, but we saw last year he would come off the bench and produce pretty well. He would still even get like good amount of minutes. So either one I don't mind too much. Levert looks really good though. Think that's it. All
Yep.
right. Small forwards. Oh dear God.
It's so funny. I can't believe we had to look at that all year. Uh,
Neither can
let's
I.
start at the top. Tatum, 10-8. I'd rather just play a bunch of other studs in different spots, I think, just based on the total and matchup. Uh, Jimmy, same thing. I'm good. Kawhi, no thanks. I think I'd rather just play PG for 1,000 cheaper. Ant, I don't know. I just feel like I never get to Ant. And then he nukes like at least once a week.
I
Uh,
was gonna say Ant's a guy that it's like you don't play him, he drops like 50 fantasy points
or like 50 real
or
points.
50 real, yeah. If you couldn't tell, I like just woke up not too long ago.
Yeah.
And I've gone to in the past, and he's done pretty well for me, but he's also kind of screwed me in the past. So
I just think he's a little overpriced right here. Just a
yeah,
little.
this in this spot, I agree too.
DeMar, I'd rather play Levine, I think, for 1,000 cheaper. Uh, Laurie, a little overpriced for me. Bridges, 8,300 seems a little outrageous. Ingram, I don't know what to make of the Pelicans, to be honest. I feel like with Zion back, they can actually do some damage. And it's an even spread on the game tonight. Uh, I think I'd rather pick Zion over Ingram. I don't know what Zion's price is. Is he under 9K? Can you check on the power? Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think I'd rather play Zion for 500 more than Ingram, but Ingram's fine. We already talked about Bain and Brown. Kuzma should have some pretty good usage again. That team is
He
just,
always screws me over. Like I talked about Edwards, no, Kuzma is the one that screws me the most.
yeah.
But in this spot against Indy, it should be good.
So the one price that really stood out to me in like the whole slate was Bankero, 7,500. He should be like at least 8K in my opinion. Uh, Good matchup here as well. I just think I'm willing to take a stand here. And, he only needs 38 for value. If he can get a couple stocks, he's easily hitting that with this point prop as well. So I like Bankero. Grant got paid, didn't he? I mean, Grant's probably fine. 7,400 play. Keldon, screw him. He never comes through for us. Wagner, no thanks. No one there, I don't think. Keep going. Some come up. Do you think slow mo starts or Nikhil Alexander Walker in that last Timberwolves spot?
Between who?
Kyle Anderson.
Did you come slow mo?
Yeah, that's his nickname.
I had no idea. Between him and Alexander Walker. I mean, last year was majority of the time Kyle Anderson, so I'm just gonna kind of roll with that for now.
I mean, I think if either one of them start, they're decent. I mean, I think I'd
Yeah.
rather play Kyle Anderson regardless, just because he's a stock machine. But Nikhil Alexander Walker, he's fairly cheap. I think I saw he's like 4,300 or something. So wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, he is 43. And I'm trying to scroll through and see if there's anything. What is
Look,
this? No. What is that? Oh my God.
get out of here.
Truth be told, there really isn't much else I like besides what you've said. The only thing I can really think of is Pat Williams, but I mean, he's kind of a flyer. Yeah, I'm scrolling through and I don't really see much.
If Strus starts for Cleveland, he could be okay at 5K.
I think that's kind of the talk that he is going to start, but don't know obviously just yet. Power forward, we kind of went over a couple of these guys, but take it away.
Yeah, not much else I like up in the top range. Sabonis, again, just not the spot for Sacramento, I don't think. Siakam, I can't play Toronto. right now without knowing if they're going to play 40 minutes again. Towns, no thanks, never pulls through for me. Randall, I think is a pretty fair price, but also not the best matchup in the world. Probably go Jaren Jackson over him, like 5-1 in ownership, if I had to say. Uh, he's a pretty good spot. The thing that worries me is that he's like 35% owned on DraftKings because he made him like 6K. So with all that ownership, you just know he's going to get in foul trouble. Like he's going to get 2 fouls in 3 minutes, come back in, pick up another foul in 30 seconds, and play 4 minutes in the first half. So I mean, I like Jaren. I just know he's, especially against Zion, like he's going to go to the rim every drive. Yeah.
Sorry,
Wemby's
I
a
just
play.
clicked something on accident.
I think I'll take a stand on Wemby because he can go one of two ways. I can just lose money on him. He's not efficient, and he becomes like a 6-9 or like 7K player, or he becomes like a 10K player with 7 stocks or some crazy shit. I don't know. I think I'm willing to take a stand on Wemby. Same with Chet. Obviously, Wemby, a little bit better situation, at least in terms of usage. With Chet, he's got to deal with SGA and McGiddy and Jalen Williams and so on and so forth. Mobley's probably the highest owned guy on the slate. Noah Allen, decent matchup. Really can't complain about Mobley. I mean, his price was already fair to begin with, and now he's in a boost. So I like Mobley. Keep going. I guess Wendell Carter's like an okay play. I'd rather be like 6-7, but 7-2 is okay. Yeah, Tillman, he's a pretty good play. He should start at center today. If you're not playing Jaren Jackson, I would definitely play Tillman. I would play one of the two at least. Who knows what to
The
make a
thing
drum?
is, the thing is too, Steven Adams got ruled out for the year, so Tillman, regardless, is going to get a lot of time. It's more so you got to see the risk of do you really want to play Jaren Jackson, who's got the foul upside? Now, if you're just playing Tillman, you just better hope that Jaren Jackson just gets like 3 fouls in like 30 seconds, and then he's going to sit out a lot of the game.
Yeah,
There isn't much else here. Horford, I saw, is coming off the bench. We know what he can do. He's still decent, but less minutes there. Kind of just scrolling through. PJ has been like kind of weird where he's kind of inconsistent, but
cheap.
what?
I said he's cheap. 65.
Oh,
Like usually he's like 7-3.
I I don't want to say oh he's underrated, but I mean he's not a terrible DFS play. There isn't much else I like here besides kind of what you talked about. I still cannot believe he did this. He's so weird. All right, centers. We kind of went over some already, but I mean, is there anything else? Vooch is kind of popping on boom bust tool. Good
Center's
matchup in
always the hardest.
OKC.
Center is always the hardest position to pick, especially on massive slates, because most of the time the centers are going to project for 5x value regardless, unless they're just priced egregiously. Um, like Vooch projects fantastically. Same with Jaron Jackson. We just talked about power forward, so it's nice to be able to play him at the other position. Keep scrolling.
Sorry, Luca participated in shoot around. I don't really think there was much
Keeps
debate on that.
Miles Turner for the stock upside, absolutely 7,800.
Miles Turner kind of has some foul problems too, but I don't think
And
it's.
they're like the same play, honestly, and one's a little cheaper, so I would play
I'm kind of digging Aiden a little bit.
Walker Kessler, walking 9, block 9. Uh, decent spot for him. I
I
want to
like
play.
Joe Val.
I want to play. Uh, keep going. Mark Williams is a good play. Clint Capella is a good play. Zubats.
He's always been pretty solid.
Yeah. I don't think there's much value at center.
No, not really. The thing with Okongwu and Capella, they sort of split minutes. Okongwu is obviously 200 bucks cheaper, so I mean, truth be told, I mean, if your forwards and your guards are a little bit more expensive, just flip a coin and pick one of them, but you can get better options.
Where did they price Wiseman?
I thought I saw him.
4,500. Dude, what happened to this guy?
No clue. Um, is there anything else you're seeing here at center?
Not really, but center's gonna be the hardest position to pick today for sure.
Yeah.
Just lots of great pieces there. I think I'm based on where ownership goes. Miles Turner might be the play for me. Uh, we'll see.
Yeah.
Just with stocks.
So I'm going to show you guys lineup generator, which I already did. So, you know, kind of like what we did with baseball, balance lineup, don't lock anybody. You get X amount of lineups here. So shows you percentage, FanDuel points, whatever. For whatever reason, I can't find stack exposures just yet. It's probably because it's early in the season. I do not like this whatsoever. But you see, we're getting to some Cleveland. There's Robert Covington, which is kind of interesting. He's not a great producer, but he's also kind of cheap where you can fit other good pieces. Collins at 58, Hero, like Funk said he likes at 18. So a couple of my Bulls guys here. So you can definitely use this here advantage, see what this likes, and then just hand build from there. That's kind of what we do. But remember when Killian Hayes was actually a beast?
For like a week.
He was just dishing the ball and just actually playing good basketball. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna put the link in the description if you guys want to get started on this. So definitely worth at least a shot with beginning of the season. So that should just about do it though. Is there anything else we need to go over?
No, that should do it. Just make sure to check out Stochastic for all the data you need. That's what we use to build our lineups. Best in the business, in our opinion, and looking to start the NBA season well. So feel free to join our Discord as well as we talk about the slate.